The ampacity of American wire gauge number 6 machine tool wire style 1283, rated at 105 degrees Celsius when used in a raceway in a dry location with not more than 3 conductors, can be determined using NFPA 79. Specifically, NFPA 79-2018 Table 13.51 provides the relevant information. This table specifies conductor ampacities for ambient temperatures not exceeding a certain value, with a limitation of not more than 3 conductors in a raceway. According to NFPA 79-2018 Table 13.51, for American wire gauge number 6 machine tool wire, the ampacity at 75 degrees Celsius, which is 167 degrees Fahrenheit, is 75 amps. Therefore, the ampacity of American wire gauge number 6 machine tool wire style 1283 rated at 105 degrees Celsius for this application is 75 amps. It is important to note that if a different edition of NFPA 79 is being used, the table number may be different, but the ampacity should remain the same. The key takeaway is that the 75 degrees Celsius ampacity applies in this scenario, as specified by NFPA 79. When selecting conductors for electrical applications, it's essential to consider factors like ambient temperature, the number of conductors in a raceway, and the insulation temperature rating of the wire. These factors directly influence the ampacity, which is the maximum current a conductor can carry continuously without exceeding its temperature rating. For example, if the ambient temperature is higher than specified in the ampacity tables, a correction factor must be applied to reduce the allowable ampacity. Similarly, if more than 3 conductors are bundled together in a raceway, a deterring factor must be applied due to the increased heat generated. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides guidelines for these adjustments. In the case of American wire gauge number 6 machine tool wires style 1283, the 105 degrees Celsius rating indicates the maximum temperature the insulation can withstand without degradation. However, the ampacity is typically determined by the temperature rating of the terminations and equipment to which the wire is connected. If the terminations are only rated for 75 degrees Celsius, the 75 degrees Celsius ampacity of the wire must be used, even if the wire itself has a higher temperature rating. Machine tool wire, or MTW, is commonly used in industrial applications due to its flexibility and resistance to oil and chemicals. It's often found in machine tools, control panels, and other equipment where these properties are important. When using machine tool wire, it's crucial to select the appropriate size and type for the specific application, considering the voltage, current, and environmental conditions. Proper installation practices, such as using the correct connectors and supports, are also essential for ensuring safe and reliable operation. Additionally, it is important to consult the relevant electrical codes and standards, such as the NEC and NFPA 79, to ensure compliance with all applicable requirements. These codes provide detailed information on conductor ampacity, installation methods, and other important safety considerations. In summary, the ampacity of American wire gauge number 6 machine tool wire style 1283 rated at 105 degrees Celsius when used in a raceway in a dry location with not more than 3 conductors is 75 amps according to NFPA 79-2018 Table 13.51. This ampacity is based on the 75 degrees Celsius rating, which is typically the limiting factor due to termination temperature ratings. Always consult the relevant electrical codes and standards to ensure compliance and safety. Remember to consider factors like ambient temperature, the number of conductors in a raceway, and the temperature rating of terminations when determining the appropriate ampacity for a given application. By following these guidelines, you can ensure the safe and reliable operation of your electrical systems. When working with electrical systems, it is always recommended to consult with a qualified electrician or electrical engineer to ensure that all work is performed safely and in accordance with applicable codes and standards. Firstly, always energize the circuit before working on it. This means turning off the power at the circuit breaker or disconnect switch. Secondly, use appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, such as safety glasses, gloves, and insulated tools. Thirdly, verify that the circuit is de-energized using a voltage tester before touching any wires or components. If you are unsure about any aspect of the work, seek assistance from a qualified professional. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it is important to take all necessary precautions to protect yourself and others. Furthermore, when selecting conductors, it is important to consider the voltage drop in the circuit. Voltage drop is the reduction in voltage that occurs as electricity flows through a conductor. Excessive voltage drop can cause equipment to malfunction or operate inefficiently. The NEC provides guidelines for voltage drop in branch circuits and feeders. The recommended voltage drop for branch circuits is no more than 3%, and the recommended voltage drop for feeders is no more than 5%. To minimize voltage drop, use larger conductors or shorten the length of the circuit. The NEC also provides tables that can be used to calculate voltage drop based on conductor size, current, and distance. In addition to ampacity and voltage drop, it is also important to consider the insulation type of the conductor. The insulation provides a barrier between the conductor and other objects, preventing electrical shorts. Different insulation types are suitable for different applications. For example, THHN insulation is commonly used in dry locations, while THWN insulation is suitable for wet locations. The NEC specifies the allowable insulation types for different applications. When selecting conductors, it is important to choose an insulation type that is appropriate for the environment in which the conductor will be used. Furthermore, it is crucial to properly terminate conductors to ensure a reliable electrical connection. Poorly terminated conductors can cause overheating, arcing, and even fires. The NEC provides guidelines for terminating conductors, including the use of appropriate connectors and crimping tools. When terminating conductors, it is important to follow the manufacturer's instructions and to use the correct tools and techniques. Additionally, it is important to inspect the connections regularly to ensure that they are tight and secure. In conclusion, selecting and installing conductors requires careful consideration of several factors, including ampacity, voltage drop, insulation type, and termination methods. By following the guidelines provided in the NEC and other relevant standards, you can ensure the safe and reliable operation of your electrical systems. Remember to always de-energize circuits before working on them, use appropriate PPE, and seek assistance from a qualified professional if you are unsure about any aspect of the work. Electrical safety should always be a top priority. To reiterate, the American wire gauge number 6 machine tool wire ampacity is determined by various factors, primarily the temperature rating of the wire and the termination points. Even though the wire may be rated for 105 degrees Celsius, the terminations might only be rated for 75 degrees Celsius. This lower temperature rating dictates the maximum ampacity that can be safely used. The NFPA 79 standard provides guidelines for machine tool wiring, and Table 13.51 specifically addresses conductor ampacity for different wire gauges and temperature ratings. This table takes into account the ambient temperature and the number of conductors in a raceway. If more than 3 conductors are bundled together, a derating factor must be applied to reduce the ampacity. This derating is necessary because the heat generated by multiple conductors in close proximity can cause the insulation to overheat and potentially fail. In the case of American wire gauge number 6 machine tool wire, the table specifies an ampacity of 75 amps at 75 degrees Celsius. This means that the wire can safely carry 75 amps of current continuously without exceeding its temperature rating. However, if the ambient temperature is higher than specified in the table, a correction factor must be applied. The correction factor reduces the ampacity to compensate for the higher ambient temperature. For example, if the ambient temperature is 40 degrees Celsius, which is 104 degrees Fahrenheit, a correction factor of 0.88 may be applied. This would reduce the ampacity of the American wire gauge number 6 machine tool wire to 66 amps, approximately. It is important to consult the NFPA 79 standard for the specific correction factors that apply to different ambient temperatures and insulation types. Furthermore, The NEC also provides guidelines for conductor ampacity and dirtying factors. The NEC tables are similar to those found in NFPA 79, but they may have some slight differences. It is important to be familiar with both the NEC and NFPA 79 standards when designing and installing electrical systems for machine tools. In addition to ampacity and dirtying factors, it is also important to consider the voltage drop in the circuit. Voltage drop is the reduction in voltage that occurs as electricity flows through a conductor. Excessive voltage drop can cause equipment to malfunction or operate inefficiently. The NEC recommends that the voltage drop in branch circuits should not exceed 3% and the voltage drop in feeders should not exceed 5%. To minimize voltage drop, use larger conductors or shorten the length of the circuit. There are also online voltage drop calculators that can be used to calculate the voltage drop for a given circuit. When selecting conductors, it is also important to consider the environment in which the wire will be used. For example, if the wire will be exposed to moisture or chemicals, it is important to use a wire with an appropriate insulation type. There are different types of insulation that are designed to withstand different environmental conditions. THHN wire, for example, is commonly used in dry locations, while THWN wire is suitable for wet locations. It is important to consult the NEC and NFPA 79 standards for the specific requirements for different environments. In summary, selecting the appropriate conductor size and type requires careful consideration of several factors, including ampacity, dirtying factors, voltage drop, and environmental conditions. It is important to be familiar with the NEC and NFPA 79 standards and to consult with a qualified electrician or electrical engineer if you have any questions. By following these guidelines, you can ensure the safe and reliable operation of your electrical systems.